And Debbie is back with us from Synergy Credit Union. Debbie is a service representative supervisor. We've been talking about frauds and scams, Debbie, and one of the things that keeps coming up is too good to be true. So that's, I guess, is the general rule, but tell me what are some of the things that should be associated with that thought process?
So we see a lot of people come in and saying that they need to wire money because they've won a prize and they need to pay the tax or they need to pay the shipping. If you don't remember buying a ticket, then it's too good to be true. The other thing is, if you ever win anything, you should never have to pay for the shipping or for the tax before they will deliver your prize to you.
And now, something that's also popular, unfortunately, is the romance scams. Tell me a little bit about those.
So the romance scam is these people reach out to people with legitimate websites, so it could be either dating sites, Facebook, and what they do is they friend you and they build that trust with you. Once they build that trust with you, they say they want to meet. So then you decide you're going to meet. But then they send you an email saying, you know, I have to pay the government so much money before I can leave the country. And I don't have that, and I would really like to see you. So if you can pay this money for me now, I will then give you the money when I see you in person.
Right.
So quite often people send the wire, and then, because once you send a wire transfer to someone, those funds are not, you can't get those refundable. Once they're in those members' accounts, it is gone. So you send a wire and the money is there, and then they're like, there's another fee. There's always something that comes up that they need more money, so you send more funds.
And it just keeps going.
It keeps going.
Okay, and I guess alluding to that, just thinking if somebody really wants to meet you or really wants to have some sort of a relationship, they probably aren't going to start off by asking for money.
Correct. And my rule is, I would always say to yourself, would you give a stranger money?
Right.
So if you've never met in person, why would you give someone thousands of dollars to say that they're coming to see you?
Right. That makes really good sense. What about counterfeit money?
So counterfeit money we see quite often. So counterfeit money, the way you can spot it is it's paper. It's been made on paper. Now that we have our polymer notes, it's very noticeable. You can tear it and it's actually white.
Okay.
It's also usually the little strip that has like the 50s, the 10s or whatever is usually cut out. So the ones that were recently circulating was the 5 strip was cut out and was made into the counterfeit 50s. So the bill is usually shorter and it feels like paper. The coloring is a little off and you can tell by the strip. It says only $5 on a $50 bill.
Okay.
So we do have some equipment that does help detect it. And when we get a counterfeit bill, we keep that counterfeit bill.
So you're out that money?
Correct.
Oh my goodness.
We keep that money and we report it to the RCMP.
Okay, and just lastly, Debbie, what are some red flags to look for and the general public should look for, just in general, when it comes to frauds and scams?
So just in general, like I said, if it's too good to be true, that is one. Another one is if someone is buying something from you unseen, and they are sending you a check. Usually that check is counterfeit, and what they do ask for you is to send, usually it's overpayment. So they may buy something for you that you were only selling for $500 and they send you for a check for $2,000 and ask the remainder to be sent back. So those are the funds that once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
Another one is common fraud one is if a person tells you on the phone or through the email what to say to the teller, what to say to the cashier, they give you the correct wording.
Yeah.
That is some things to watch for.
So definitely red flags for sure.
Yes. Another red flag is anytime anyone asks for your personal information.
Never give that out.
Never give your personal information out. The other thing is your online banking. So the newest thing is what they're asking for you when they make friends with you online. They're asking for your online access code and password. So what they're doing is they're logging in through on their app, they're downloading our app and entering all that information you're giving to them. With that, they are doing remote captures, which they're depositing counterfeit checks.
Wow.
So by the time we find out that check has been counterfeit, the fraudster has now gone and done e-transfers to people or payments to prepaid credit cards.
So it's too late.
It is too late.
Well, Debbie, if anybody wants more information or they think they may be a victim, can they just come into the branch or call?
They can come in. I recommend them to contact their financial institution and to the RCMP. We're always here to help them and to prevent people from getting scammed.
Okay, great. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.